For the first time in almost 80 years, the Mexico energy market is open to private competition. Will you be able to capitalize on this great opportunity? If you are like a lot of our customers, you are actively considering how to participate in this new market. However, you may have some questions about how to ship your product to Mexico via rail. Through this video, we hope to answer those questions and demonstrate that utilizing Union Pacific's resources can make shipping to Mexico as simple as shipping domestically. But first, let's quickly review a summary of key events related to the Mexico Energy Reform, or MER for short. MER was passed in December 2013. This ended the 76-year oil monopoly held by Pemex by opening the energy sector to outside competition. Starting April 2016, refined products, including gasoline and diesel, joined liquid petroleum gases and can be imported and sold by independent companies. In 2018, gasoline prices will no longer be regulated by Mexico's Ministry of Finance. This is a fundamental change in the supply chain for Mexico's energy market, creating new long-term opportunities for you and your company. At Union Pacific, you will find that we have the team of experts, the franchise, and the experience to support your participation in the Mexico market. Our people are the best in the industry, and we have 3 important teams to serve you. They include, first, our International Customer Service Center experts, strategically positioned to facilitate fluid movement in and out of Mexico. Next, our Mexico team, located in Mexico City, Monterrey, Guadalajara, and Irapuato, is dedicated to supporting customers and identifying market opportunities. Finally, your Union Pacific sales manager is your primary link to these experts and other resources. Our unique franchise serves over 85% of the refining capacity in the Gulf region. Union Pacific is working with refineries and terminals to develop origin facilities capable of shipping refined products in both unit train and manifest service. We are also working to identify destination terminal options for our customers in Mexico. We are the only railroad with access to all 6 of the major Mexico gateways, connecting us with both the FXC and KCSM. This premier franchise links our customers to the entire Mexico market. Our franchise has allowed us to develop extensive experience with Mexico rail transportation. During the past decade, we've handled over 5 million shipments across the border, working extensively with both Class 1 railroads in Mexico. Leaning on our vast experience in Mexico, our team has become experts with helping customers utilize the strengths of our franchise to their advantage. So, let's now assume that you've successfully secured new business into Mexico. What steps will be needed to get your product to your new customer? You'll find that it is actually very similar to an interline rail movement within the United States. You will just have 2 minor additional steps. 1. Providing additional information on your waybill. And 2. Sending necessary paperwork to your freight forwarder, allowing them to process the paperwork before it reaches the border. To illustrate this, let's consider 2 different shipments, one from California to Philadelphia, and the other to Guadalajara. Before a domestic shipment can be billed, you must consider the following. Confirm destination facility can accept your product. Validate that rail equipment meets regulations. Determine the appropriate interchange point based on origin, destination, and operational capabilities. Obtain a rail transportation rate from the rail carriers. That could either be a Rule 11 rate, where you request a rate from both Union Pacific and the Eastern Railroad, or it could be a through rate, where you work only with Union Pacific. Before a shipment to Mexico can be billed, you need to consider the same 4 items. Our people will be ready to help you should you need assistance with any of these considerations. Now you're ready to submit your waybill. It provides the information Union Pacific needs to move your product. For domestic shipments, key information that is provided includes the commodity, origin, destination, and routing. However, for Mexico, you must also provide details on the U.S. freight forwarder and Mexico broker, which, as you remember, is the first of the additional steps. Union Pacific then goes to the origin facility and the car departs. While the cars are traveling, let's take a closer look at the customs process. Although you don't have to handle this directly, it's important to have a basic understanding of what goes on behind the scenes. The customs process is really two separate processes. First, transmitting paperwork to get approval from Mexico Customs, and then second, the actual railroad interchange. The paperwork transmittal begins when you submit your waybill to Union Pacific and necessary documents to the freight forwarder. The waybill is then sent to the Mexican carrier, which creates the Unique Bill of Lading Number, or BOL, and they then send that to the Mexican broker. The broker also receives the documentation from the freight forwarder and is then able to create the pedimento, which is the customs form required for the shipments to cross into Mexico. When the pedimento is approved by customs, they send the approval, or pedimento presentado, to the Mexican carrier, who then informs Union Pacific. After that, Union Pacific knows they can start the railroad interchange by passing the rail cars to customs. Customs will confirm that all of the paperwork is in order and then will release the cars to the Mexican carrier. This is a routine process that happens thousands of times daily, but fortunately, it will be managed for you. Now, let's check back with your shipment. Both the domestic and Mexico shipments are approaching the interchange point with the other rail carrier. Due to the streamlined customs process, you will notice that, from your perspective, transferring the shipment to both the Eastern carrier and the Mexican carrier is quite seamless. The primary thing you must remember is you must send the necessary documentation to the U.S. freight forwarder to be processed in advance of the car reaching the border. This is the second additional step you will need to handle for a shipment to Mexico, and if not completed in a timely manner, you may experience delays during the border process. Once the cars pass through the interchange and arrive at the final destination, the cars are unloaded. After that, they are reverse routed back to origin. In both cases, this is done automatically. As you can see, domestic and Mexico shipments are very similar. On our Mexico website, you can find additional information on each of these topics and many other resources. Please speak with your Union Pacific sales manager to understand how our team, franchise, and experience will help you grow your business through this new and exciting opportunity.